Welcome back to Talkville. We're here. Everybody's here. We got Ryan over there with a big-ass beard. Freaking burly Ryan. Good Lord, son.
It's wintertime.
I watched Ryan this morning on Instagram playing guitar. I thought it was great.
Ryan can play good guitar. What about your video? Is that done yet? No, you just finished it.
No, I shot a little video with my friends. And yeah, at some point it'll get done. It's getting cut. It looks funny.
I bet it's funny.
Yeah, but another friend of mine is going to sing it, so we're just waiting on her to deliver her vocals.
We'll be the judge of that.
We decided it would be better if she sang it, and I agree.
Anyway, Welling's here. Bryce is here. You can see Bryce. I don't know if you'll be able to see him in the video. He doesn't like being seen, so you probably won't. But so look at us. We're already at like, almost mid-season. I mean, close to it. We got a few episodes left, but we're moving along. Thank you for supporting us. If you're a patron, you're why this show is possible. You're the reason. So if you want to join Patreon and help the show, join patreon.com/talkville and become a top tier. You get your name shouted out and other cool stuff. And then there's a grand tier.
Why not be the top?
Don't forget about the grand tier, which is even bigger. And we do private little Zooms for certain episodes together. Me, Tom, it was very intimate, and we laughed for a good hour and talked.
That was fun.
It was really great. So if you want to be a grand tier, you better do that. There's some cool stuff. You also get something signed, like an original poster that nobody has, just for the grand tier.
I think one of the things that was really fun about it is everybody on there is so well informed about not only the show but the podcast. So when we engage with them, everybody's up to speed.
Oh yeah,
and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. Also, you can go to my Instagram at the Michael Rosenbaum, the link tree if you want cameos. Also, see the cons that I'm going to be at with Welling. We're going to be doing a lot of cons. The Smallville Cruiseville. Go to cruiseville.com, get a ticket, get on the boat, come do excursions with us. The excursions will open soon, and you could do a lot of fun things. Also, we're going to be in Chicago for Smallville con, our second annual. We did one in New Jersey, and it was a real killer. So make sure you come to that.
Yeah.
And tons of other cons. I think we're going to Cincinnati and Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. Also, my book, The Talented Farter. Come on, guys. If you haven't gotten The Talented Farter, get it. It's on Amazon. It's $20. It's a colorful book that I wrote, and it's my real farts. It's great for kids, great for adults. And Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath is on there for your dog's breath. Just a cap full in your dog's water, and your dog's breath is good because my dog's breaths are not good. The hotline and all that other stuff, that information is in the show's description. Write a review. It really helps the podcast. We love you. Let's just get into this. All right, without further ado, let's get into season 6, episode 7. This is Rage. Title Rage aired November 9th, 2006. Director Whitney Rancic. Todd Slavkin, my friend, and Darren Swimmer wrote it. Guest star Carrie.
We got to get those guys on the podcast.
Yeah, you know what?
They're great.
I'm gonna text them right now.
They're actually they're fun dudes too, and you know, kudos to Whitney because this episode felt a little different in a good way. It is very grown up.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Guest star Carrie Genzel is Dr. Pamela Black. Brandon Blue, that's his name, is Christopher Petrie. Fred Henderson is Dr. Langston. The synopsis. When Oliver Queen aspires to achieve Clark's invulnerable vigilante abilities, it leads him down a Roid-Rage-induced road that endangers the ones he loves. Oh, yeah, and Lana gets preggers. Was that really the show's description when it came out? And Lana gets preggers.
Probably.
Down.
The episode opens with Oliver getting... No, I'm not going to do that. The episode opens with Oliver getting ready to draw his arrow with Lois, heyo, until she abruptly leaves and he gets distracted with a conveniently close armed robbery nearby in Metropolis. Yeah, what? Oliver holsters his arrow and then goes to retrieve his super costume to save the innocent pedestrians. However, in the process of delivering his super cool hero line, Oliver gets shot in the chest by one of the assailants.
Yeah, I thought that was, those sex scenes or love scenes are never easy. And they look like they're having fun. And Erica looked fantastic. And she walked out in the white shirt. And you think that she would be like, he just left. Why don't I look outside over the balcony or something and see if I could like take a... And if she left, wouldn't she see him lying there? Or I don't know. Maybe it's just you got to put on those... Where are the suspenders?
Next time.
I want the suspenders of disbelief.
We got to do the suspenders.
Isn't there a
We
Red K
got to.
episode coming up? Maybe we can do that.
Who's going to quarterback this?
Next day in Smallville, Clark and Martha discuss hosting Thanksgiving, but on account of his father dying, losing his fiance, and recently escaping Kryptonian prison, Clark isn't feeling too thankful. Lois shows up to vent about Oliver and his disappearing act during her date and the completely unrelated incident with Green Arrow getting capped. Over in Luthor Mansion, Lex is admiring the chess pieces when Lana shows up to pitch some local philanthropy. Lex gets concerned about her safety and tells her to go back to the drawing board. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to. She can't always be like, oh, I can't believe that. Back in Metropolis, Oliver is recovering from his deadly date by pushing plates. Clark admires his shirtless, close grip, bench press, and his fully recovered body. Oliver flips the conversation around on Clark and tells him maybe he should worry more about the crime wave in Metropolis and less about gossip. And in the heat of the moment, Oliver smashes a glass in his hand. When Clark leaves, we see Oliver administer a shot to heal himself. The Green Arrow is juicing.
It reminded me of that episode in season 2 where those guys were all like shooting out. It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Whitney episode.
I think this was around the time Barry Bonds had just surpassed Babe Ruth. I think they were trying to get a little.
Oh,
You mean Hank Aaron?
No, it was Babe Ruth first.
Oh, really?
I don't think you'd done Hank Aaron yet. Yeah.
Oh.
I did because I was curious. I'm like, this is very preachy in PSA. I'm like, oh, this was around the same time.
They tend.
I did a little Googling.
They tend to do that.
They do that.
Smallville
That's a new T-shirt. Curious Ryan.
Curious Ryan does a little quick goog. Clark heads to the Talon to meet Lois and learns about the power of I'm sorry flowers. He then tells her about Queen's junkie habits, but gets confused when Lois is determined to help Oliver rather than abandon him. Oliver heads to the lab to meet with his doctor dealer and tells her about his successful Wolverine healing. The doc warns him about the side effects of cognitive behavior and Roid-Rage.
It's funny. It's like a guy like this, such character and solid, would resort to this, but I guess people do it, but like he's kind of a hero. He's the Arrow, and now he's doing these bad things.
Well, it's always wanting to have the edge, right? That's the draw. You want to have that
That's
edge.
true. It's like, even when I was on Norcos, when I was after my back surgery, it was like all of a sudden you go, oh yeah, you feel better. And then you keep on it. And then you're like, uh-oh, I'm getting used to this. And then of course the withdrawal is brutal.
And then you found out you were pregnant.
Then I was pregnant. Back in Smallville, Lionel forgets how to use the phone, so he pays a visit in person to tell Martha that he won't be able to make it to Thanksgiving dinner. He is hesitant, stepping into a family tradition and upsetting Clark, but after Martha's reassurance, he nearly plants one on her. The tension gets abruptly broken as Lionel leaves. I was kind of annoyed with Martha. Out of all the people, and now she's interested in Lionel, it's like Jonathan will roll over in his grave. It's like out of all the people, you know what this guy is, even if he's being nice to you and seducing you, it's like she's smarter than that. It kind of annoyed
I read
me.
that they originally shot it with them kissing, and then they cut it out.
They shot that with them kissing?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask Glover how it was. If I called him right now, he'd go, well, I don't remember that. Clark heads to the DP to rat on Oliver's steroid use to Chloe, and on his way out, Clark bumps into Lana, who's also looking to bend Chloe's ear. Mysteriously and totally unrelated to the CTE from years of concussions, Lana suddenly falls in the middle of the newsroom. Oh, everyone is concerned for her fainting, but she wants Chloe to keep it on the DL.
She got up real quick.
She got up really quick after collapsing like that.
How'd she get pregnant?
Tom, when
from a wiener?
when a mommy loves a daddy,
when two people love each other very much,
they
Tom,
make lerv, and then after making lerv, sometimes a baby can happen.
Sometimes they don't.
I
Even
just didn't know if Jarrell was
and
a
then
part of it.
sometimes you get two babies out of it, and you didn't think that was ever possible.
That's impossible, Bryce. I don't know
Dryce.
what you're talking about.
Dryce. I called him Dryce.
Bryce.
Dryce.
Twice the amount of fun, right, Bryce?
Well, now.
Yeah.
Twice Bryce.
Twice Bryce. Bryce twice. God, that's our third T-shirt.
At
of
least
the
it was.
episode.
At least it wasn't thrice.
Oh god.
That would have been brutal. Triplets. Oh, dude, you would have had to look for a new job. Talkville is brought to you by AG1. Tom, myself, so many people out there have used AG1 and they see the difference it makes. Our good friend Bob Knudsen, who's a patron, he uses AG1, can't live without it. I mean, this stuff really works. And, you know, for me, Tom, I talk about it. I don't want to take all these pills every morning. I just want to take one little helping of AG1, put it in a glass of water, stir it, and I'm done for the day. And how do you feel after you drink AG1, honestly?
I feel like a sense of accomplishment. It's also something that the way that they make it, you can drink it and my stomach feels great. Like I don't feel like when I take a lot of vitamins.
There's prebiotics and probiotics.
Yeah, sometimes when I take a lot of vitamins, my stomach's a little like, nah, you slug this down and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I feel sharper. I have more energy. I can't really deal without it, I guess you could say. You know, I feel like people have so many bad habits, me included. And if you want to make a step in the right direction, this is a perfect way to do it. It's that easy. You wake up and just start the day with AG1 and, you know, you'll feel better. At least we do. So a lot of people are really loving it. And unlike other supplements that come and go, AG1 is a habit that actually sticks because you can feel the difference. Like we've said, there's so many benefits from this.
Unlike other supplements that make big claims without the research, AG1 is formulated based on the latest science in nutrition and wellness.
When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust, and that's why I choose AG1. With science-backed ingredients and real benefits I can feel, AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. And that's why we've been partnering with AG1 for so long. AG1 is now offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/talkville to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/talkville to start your new year on a healthier note. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we always talk about therapy and how much it helps everyone. I know Ryan uses BetterHelp. So many of my friends
We
use
were just
BetterHelp.
talking about it with Glenn Winter.
Yeah. I mean, mental
In a
health
sense.
is so freaking important. If you haven't tried it and you're nervous about it, this is why BetterHelp is great. It's entirely online. And if you're teamed up with a therapist, and if you don't like your therapist, it's not awkward. You just get a new therapist. So it's not like you're walking in going, I have to quit. It's pretty easy. Look, what are some of your relationship green flags? Listen to this. Maybe it's when your partner thoughtfully listens or anticipates your needs. We often hear about red flags we should avoid, but what if we focused more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? If you're not sure what they look like, therapy can help you identify green flags, actively practice them in your relationships, and embody the green flag energy yourself. Whether you're dating, married, building a friendship, or just working on yourself, it's time to form relationships that love you back. Therapy with BetterHelp can teach you positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/talkville to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/talkville. That night in Metropolis, we see Oliver in full Green Arrow costume chilling in his penthouse. Lois walks in, gullible as ever, believing Oliver is in danger and not the Green Arrow. Ironically, she reaches for a dumbbell and attacks the Green Arrow. He responds by throwing her through a glass table and then fleeing into the night.
I can't stop thinking about how the fact that if we actually, maybe I need to do it, but Michael, you're better at it. But if we literally did suspenders of disbelief where it just said like red suspenders, perhaps, or black with white, that just like disbelief, all like, it's continuously. Like you're not even sure what it says.
It just should say
the con and
disbelief
stuff.
continuously around the whole thing. Just disbelief over and over and over.
Yeah. Suspenders of disbelief.
Yeah, we could probably get a pair of those. Just they clip on your jeans. I'll
Yeah.
learn. After being smoothed by her husband's killer, Martha also forgets how to use the phone. She drives to Luther Corp to tell Lionel that she's not ready to betray her late husband yet, but she wants him at Thanksgiving.
So did you feel better once she said that? Because you just said that.
I did.
you were a
I
little
felt better.
disgusted.
She's like, what am I getting? Because everybody needs love and attention and affection, and she's not getting it anywhere, and he's being really good to her, and she's being wooed. So, but then she thought about it, and she said, no thanks.
Well, what's the dating pool like for someone like her in Smallville? Like, where are there, are there that
She's got to have
many widowed
prospects. She's a
dudes? Or, like,
senator.
Isn't there
She's-
farmers.com, farmersdating.com?
but like they're like farmers with
FarmersOnly.com.
traditional
Free
values
plug.
and like
It's our new sponsor.
What's it called? Farmers
Farmers only.
FarmersOnly.com. Could you imagine?
Trice Bryce knows.
Hey, Martha,
Mhm.
love to hook up with you. We can go to the Devil's Backbone there on Con Street, have ourselves
my
a
tractor.
brewis, and maybe drive in my Ford
look.
to the drive-in theater, and
Do
then
you
we.
think,
I think
do you
she's got
think
slim
Lionel would
pickings.
slide into those DMs?
I mean, Lionel is just like, he's a classy
Pretend
dude.
He's like, I got a farm.
Yeah, he's
I got a
like,
shit
I'm a
factory, too."
billionaire. Stay away from these clowns.
Given her options, I think Lionel's probably like the classiest bet. Anyway, out on the streets of Metropolis, the Green Arrow is able to track down his shooter from the night before, most likely because he's wearing the exact same outfit. Huh. The criminal makes his master escape by face planting into the cement 40 feet below, and then waiting for the Green Arrow to apprehend him and question his super healing abilities. Weird, huh? After learning that his plug is responsible for hooking up the halfway house junkies with impenetrable serums for some reason, Oliver plans to confront his doctor. Instead, we see Lex paying a visit and learning that he has outbid Oliver and is pulling the strings behind the halfway house supply, likely why he was against Lana's involvement. It all comes together.
The next day, Clark heads to the DP and learns that Chloe's science geek was able to learn everything about the rage-inducing steroid. Clark figures out the connection to Queen Industries and goes to track him down, only to find the lab absolutely destroyed and Dr. Black murdered. Huh. Yeah. So she was up to no
Damn,
good,
who's that?
man. She was playing the game. She was playing the game, and in the crosshairs.
The game played her.
The kid
Yep.
played her.
Back in Smallville, Clark shows up unannounced, directly contradicting Lex's request, and finds Lana on the brink of another fainting. She talks to Clark and alludes to recent regrets, but doesn't open up anymore with her ex and tells him to beat it. Put an egg in your shoe.
Over in Luthor Corp, we see Lex's security do what it does best, not protecting the Luthors. And the Green
Unbelievable.
Arrow takes out a security guard and then
Jesus.
attempts to strong-arm Lex into forfeiting over all of his assets. Surprisingly, Lex is unable to recognize his billionaire rival underneath the hood and goes on to whip out a pistol and engage in good old-fashioned Mexican standoff.
Yeah. They fire a bullet and arrow directly at one another, sending each other flying across the room. Oliver immediately shoots himself with the roids to save his life and then says that nature should take its course and allow Lex to die. Clark shows up and argues for Lex's life.
At any second here, because I may have missed it. Does Lex recognize who the Green Arrow is? Or is he just that dumb?
Yeah, he knows.
Like, he really
Everyone's
doesn't
that
get
dumb.
it, right?
No.
Does he not?
No,
He doesn't
know.
recognize the arrow?
No,
He knows he's the arrow.
no, I don't think so.
Yes,
'cause
because
there was
he's been over to Oliver Queen's place, and also in past episodes, the arrow and him had confrontation.
You recognize the biceps?
He
I
also
know
went to
those
the
arms.
costume party dressed as kind of the Arrow. There was that whole thing.
This is harrowing. I'm missing the point of this narrowly.
Narrative.
He then finds Lex's stash and shoots him up to save his life. You know what should have happened is Lex should have gone, and then comes to life and goes, "I'll kill you," because he's got the Roid-Rage.
Instead, he's just happy to be alive.
They cut that with the kiss, the Lionel kiss. They both got cut.
The next day in Metropolis, Oliver gets a visit from Clark and tells him his motivation for going Barry Bonds, wanting to save the world but not wanting to risk his life, a la Clark Kent. After nearly murdering someone, Oliver decides to go cold turkey and accept the strengths he has.
Murder.
Yeah. There's going to be some withdrawal. It's not going to be that easy for him.
Yeah. He's going to shoot
He's
a
going to
lot of
lash
arrows.
out. He should smoke some cigarettes or something.
Yeah, seriously.
Take the edge off.
It's a good suggestion. Let's make that a suggestion of the podcast.
Yeah, no smoking anybody. That's disgusting. Lana stops by the town to talk with Chloe. She tells Chloe she doesn't care about all the time and effort she spent looking into the halfway house, but instead has knockout news to share. She's knocked up. Zod's prophecy is, fulfilled.
The episode comes to a wholesome shirt-tucked close as we see the Kents hosting Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Clark goes on to share what he is most thankful for, and it's so good that no one else attempts to share what they're thankful for.
Jesus.
I will say that that's one of those scenes that takes 5 hours to shoot that lasts 30 seconds on screen.
Yeah, they shoot it 4 or 5 hours, and it's just Clark going, I'm thankful for this. Goodbye, everybody. All you need to do is get a wide shot, close-up of Tom, and like a 2-shot of Martha and Lionel. That's all you need.
Has there
Moving on.
Has there been there hasn't been a Thanksgiving episode yet.
No, it's the
thank
first
God.
one.
We then see a brief contrast between the Kent's warm and inviting dinner table and the Lionel Luther's formal, sparse Thanksgiving. You know, I didn't like that scene. It really bothered me. I text you guys about it because it's like Lex is different with Lana, and he doesn't need to sit at a cold table like he did when he was a kid and his parents. It should have been like intimate and nice and like. It's like
he doesn't know any better. That's what it is. That's what Thanksgiving dinner is, apparently.
Yeah, but she should have said, Lex, could we sit next to each other? This is ridiculous.
I think it's very
she's
symbolic.
playing him, as I've always said. She's playing him.
I don't.
It's symbolic of the season for sure. Of Lex's like, there's no more like redeemable good guy.
I don't know if that's true.
It's also like, how could you sit further away from Kristen?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, so closing thoughts. So Lois' belief that the Green Arrow is standing in her boyfriend's living room is just because he's a billionaire. So of course he would be next.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, but Lana continuing to faint can't be healthy for her baby. And has Clark entered a Chloe-like gossip arch on Smallville?
Arc.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't ARC be ARC?
Yeah.
K. ARK.
No, it would be ARC. ARC is like Noah's Ark. ARC is the word. Didn't anybody take word power?
I think the takeaway from the you did text us about the Thanksgiving dinner situation for Lex. I think the takeaway is the solitude that Lana finds in the situation, not necessarily Lex. It felt completely normal to me that that's what Lex is used to, but it made Lana feel very isolated. And I think that's the takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting things of note. This is Smallville's first Thanksgiving episode. We talked about it. Jimmy tells Chloe he is spending Thanksgiving at his mother's house, though he reveals 2 years later and committed that his mother left when he was young and hasn't seen her since. Maybe he's just lying. He was making it up because he's like, no, I'm going to my mother. Maybe he's just going to see his mother in the graveyard. So I'll buy that.
All right.
This episode doesn't have a guest starring credit after the opening credits. Instead, there's just Justin Hartley as Oliver Queen, followed by the regular episode production credits, making this Hartley's only episode in the season as a series regular. And the working title of this episode was Indestructible. It makes sense, too, because he was indestructible.
I did think this was a fun episode to watch, though.
Yeah.
And again, I think Whitney did a great job. It felt quite intimate, like the lensing of it. I don't know who the director of photography was, but I felt like we were in the story with the characters as opposed to just sitting back and watching it, which sometimes happens. So I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah. I will also say, having I've been to your Thanksgiving twice, and you also do everyone say what they're thankful for. And there's a lot of people to get through.
There is.
So I'm glad that they didn't film it.
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't air it. Talkville is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Tom, get ready to start saving money because these guys are the real deal. And I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. And unfortunately, all these big wireless carriers, they also seem to like keeping my money too. So after years of overpaying for wireless, I got fed up with crazy high wireless bills and bogus fees and free perks that actually cost more in the long run, and I switched to Mint Mobile. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected averages.
Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month.
All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/talkville. That's Mint, M-I-N-T, mobile, M-O-B-I-L-E, mintmobile.com/talkville. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com for details. Talkville is brought to you by Prize Picks. Tom, how much do I love Prize Picks?
You love it. I see you doing it all the time.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible. You just pick, listen to this, you pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. And when I say more or less, it's very easy. But by the way, I love playing because even if I don't know, if I'm watching a game and I have nothing else to do, I'm like, all right, I have something riding on this. So I'm going to watch this game. And if this guy scores more than 10 points, I just put more. If this other guy scores less than 10 points, I win on 2 players, stat projections. So it's pretty.
Yeah, I was trying to bet on you in your latest hockey game about the more or less. And you beat me. I picked less.
I know. Oh, man. Prize Picks invented Flex Play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You could double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I could get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And Prize Picks now accepts major credit cards, quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. What are you waiting for? This is so much fun. Sign up today and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. You don't even have to win to receive the $50 bonus credit. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code TALKVILLE to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TALKVILLE to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Jules is our top patron who is on here. And thanks for the support, Jules. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you guys?
Oh, fair to
We're
horseshit.
great.
I'm doing great. Hey, let me ask you this. What do you like about Talkville? Do you love the show?
Yes, I love the show. I love that you guys are honest, and sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't, and you point out what's ridiculous or what doesn't make sense, what makes sense. So I like the honesty. I like it because everything has, different sides to it. So I love it.
I'll tell you this, Jules. I think it's taken this many years for us to do this because there's no way you can do a podcast while you're doing a television show because it's like it's so all consuming. And I think Mike and I now have enough distance from it to watch it and have fun with it and enjoy it. Obviously, I like the show a lot more than Michael does, but it's fun.
So Jules, why Smallville? What got you started? When did you start watching Smallville? Who did you watch it with, and why did you stick around?
So I am a late Smallville watcher. When it first came out, I'm a Superman fan, and I didn't really want to know about young Clark Kent, so I didn't watch it at that time. But during pandemic, and I think I've told Tom this story, but that's okay that you don't remember. But I was watching Lucifer, and I said, when Tom came on, I'm like, this guy looks too experienced and too handsome for me not to have noticed before. And so I said, well, who is this? So I started, Googling. Then I said, well, okay, I'm ready to watch Smallville. So I
Oh.
watched during pandemic.
Oh, so Lucifer got you into Smallville. That's great. That's fun.
And then you started watching, and Lex Luthor became your favorite character. We know how this goes, Jules.
You guys are both my favorite character. You guys are awesome and excellent. And part of the reason I didn't watch it before was because I didn't feel like Lex Luthor and Clark Kent should have been contemporaries. So that was my issue. But
You mean you thought it was weird that a 26-year-old be friends with an 18-year-old or a
Quiet.
16-year-old?
oh, that's totally weird. But what I thought was I'm used to the movies. I was used to him being way older. So, that was just my stubborn years. But I have to say, you guys are great. I totally enjoyed you guys. But I feel like I kept watching it for some of the characters that are a little more comical, like Lois, which ironically, I never really liked Lois in the movies. And then but I love her in this. So, and I also knew about the actress before.
Well, I think one of the things that what happens in Smallville is you get to see the characters have their moments to shine. You get to see more of Lois, you get to see more of Lex, you get to see more of Clark, and that's what a TV series allows people to understand the characters better. I mean, I watch a lot of series of television because you get to learn about characters. As opposed to the films, it's really about movement of the story and a big climax. But how do you feel about Ryan being on the podcast?
I love Ryan. Ryan is outstanding. And it's great to see someone that hasn't watched it make comments.
Right?
And yes, I like that. He wasn't a fan or anything like that. So he's honest when
Yeah,
he
we love that
watches.
about him.
How did you feel about the episode Rage?
Rage. So there are some episodes that I didn't like initially, and I have to always go back because some of my favorite episodes I didn't like the first time I saw because, it was maybe a little harsh. I feel like Rage might be one of those, but I do like that Oliver always puts Clark on blast and is like, why aren't you doing more? You can do all this stuff. And so I appreciate his character a lot. And I like Justin Hartley a lot as well.
You just like his chest.
No, I like him because he's funny and he's a good actor.
I like that you just
He's a
like
great
funny
guy.
characters. You're like, she says, oh yeah, I started
Which must be
watching.
entertaining.
I started watching because of Lois Lane. I'm like, well, she didn't come on till season 6.
No, I started watching because of Lucifer.
I
And-
know. I'm just giving you some shizzle,
I got it.
Jules.
No, but yeah, I do like the little bit of humor into.
Yeah,
When
humor
they
always adds,
infuse
especially
it.
when things are serious and you add a little humor, a little spice to it. It
Mhm.
you take a break from all the serious stuff, right?
Yeah, it's superhero. It's not supposed to be super realistic. It's supposed to be a little fantastic.
Yeah, it's supposed to be somewhat realistic, though, Jules.
It could be.
It's like, I mean, that's a big rabbit hole to go down. But I mean, I know, like you, Jules, there's times I don't get to watch a lot of TV. When I travel, I watch a lot of stuff on my iPad and whatnot. But when I'm at home, like last night, the kids went to sleep and I was like, what can I watch that I'm going to have fun watching? You know what I mean? And I think that's sort of what you're speaking to.
Well, listen, Jules, you're the best. We really appreciate you. And we're so glad you came on and talked about the show. And it's great to see a face again. I do remember you though, Jules. I do.
I've worked for you. I worked with you.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I know Jules too. Why didn't she say she remembers me? Because I remember her.
I do remember you guys. I worked with both of you.
We love you.
Thanks, Jules.
Let's go to the hotline. This is we're going to go to patron privilege. We're going to go to Michael P. We'll see what Michael P has always has some interesting things to say. And let's see. I like his Talkville jacket holders. Nice.
What's up, Talkville? It's Michael P from Texas. The end of the episode Rage really hit me hard, particularly feeling really bad for Lex and Lana and their relationship. And it got me thinking, why do you think so many of Lex's relationships end so poorly? Let's hear it.
Well, I think that most people are using him, and so he doesn't trust anybody. So when he finally trusts someone, he still has his issues and doesn't let him get as close as he normally would. And there's still certain things, objectives and not ulterior motives. I don't think. I think he just has some things that they're my business. They're what I'm doing, and it doesn't concern you, and that's my business. It's almost like a prosecutor or an attorney, a defense attorney or whatever. There's some things that they can't tell their wives when they go home. So I've got some things that I'm not telling you because I can't. Because I don't know if you're going to be with me. I said once I was dating someone, I said, listen, if we were talking about a prenup, and I go, the reason I would get a prenup is because I don't have control over whether you're going to stop loving me. And if you stop and you want out, then everything I've worked so hard for my whole life is gone because you just are not into it anymore. So does that not make sense? So I don't know. Anyway, here's Leanne.
Hey y'all, Leanne P from Santa Barbara. So the episode Rage, great in a lot of ways, but am I the only one who found it really, really hard watching Lionel sit at the Kent table for Thanksgiving? I don't know, y'all.
It's sacrilegious. It's sacrilegious. They shouldn't. Yeah, it was uncomfortable. It's like, there should be a scene with Clark and Martha that just says, Mom, no matter what you feel for him, no matter what I feel, we know who this person is. And our father, who we loved, your husband, loathed this man. And he was in the room when Dad passed away, pretty much, when he ended it.
Maybe Clark says to Martha, we should invite Lionel to Thanksgiving dinner. Because I know you're in love with him. I know you kissed him and it got cut out, but.
Yes. All right. Voicemails. Here we go. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of Thanksgiving questions or statements or whatever you want to call it.
Hey guys, Michael here from Bendigo, Australia. Was the Thanksgiving food real? And did y'all actually have a Thanksgiving dinner as a cast during the show? From Australia, we don't really do Thanksgiving. And P.S., the Martha and Lionel scene was just absolutely brilliant.
I mean, I do remember sitting there because what happens is they actually they spend a lot of time and a lot of money to make sure the food's there in case the actors start eating. Like, it's real food. Like, it was a real
Could you imagine?
Dinner.
Well, you know what I
remember wanting to eat it.
I remember I would have done this. I would have been like, as a props person, I was like, hey guys, I don't want to cook an effing turkey, so just don't eat it, all right? This is fake. Don't eat it. You don't need to. It's only going to be on Tom anyway. Just don't eat the shit. I'm not waking
probably
up
hard to get a fake turkey.
I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. to cook you an effing turkey, man. I'm not doing it. No cranberry. I'll give you some cranberry sauce, some jellied cranberry. That's what you're getting. Maybe some carrots, but I'm not cooking them.
And here's why you need a prenup.
Here we go.
Hey, it's patron Americo Garcia from Edinburgh, Texas. Okay, but when Clark says what he's thankful for, nobody else says what they're thankful for.
I know.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Yeah,
goodbye.
Because it would take forever.
And by the way, Amerigo, it was probably boring as shit. Could you imagine? Who was there?
Lois is thankful for Justin. Like, what do you want to hear? Like, what are you missing in that? He's the lead character. Who else do you want to hear from?
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything. Shane.
Hey guys, this is Shane from Michigan. I believe this episode is all about friendship and how a good friend is someone to aspire to be like, but will test you at the same time to make sure you're staying honest to yourself. What do you guys think? You think a friend is there to keep you in check just as much as happy and kind and good? Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Shane, that's cool. I think that there's certain friends that keep you in check. There's certain friends that you really trust that have your back that also call you out on shit. I have those friends, and I think we all need that in our lives. If you're not surrounded by people who genuinely love you and have your best interest at hand, you're screwed. There's no way.
I also think that, and I get this from you, and I was in your truck with you and Ryan a couple months ago when I was down in LA, and I sort of offloaded some stuff to you guys, and you guys did a really good job of just listening, which I think is almost the most important thing.
Yeah,
because then you get to hear yourself say stuff. And I think that's the most important friend, is the person who listens and then helps guide you, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to have some friend that, like, hey, listen to me.
Calls your shit.
I have your back. Don't do this. You're going to look stupid.
Yep.
It's not a good idea. Trust me. No one else is going to say this. You need that guy. You need someone who will say, yeah, that's not cool what you said. I'm just being honest. So you need somebody who's not just not a what's the word? Not a
yes man.
A yes man. Yeah. All right. Here's Jared.
This is Jared from Plano, Texas. We see Lana go in and talk with Chloe about Lex keeping secrets from her or starting to be more secretive. So my observation is I think Whitney, Clark, and Lex were all victims of Lana's incessant desire or urge to be controlling and kind of have control over what people can act like. An unrealistic expectation of full transparency, which most couples try to do. What do you think? Thanks, guys.
First of all, I'm going to, that's
you went deep. I don't know how much of a question's in there with that statement, but the fact that he brought Whitney in, it makes me think a little bit. I mean, she holds a lot of information to herself, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't think he asked the question, but I think his statement is sort of giving me pause right now.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't think Lana was playing Clark. I think she wanted more out of Clark. I know it's a joke, but I think she is playing Lex. But yeah.
How about this? How about she's been around so much deception, and she's kind of been the young girl who's just like, okay, and just being
the target,
forgiving. That she's like, I'm fed up. I hit a threshold, and now you're gonna pay. Or I'm not letting anybody F with me anymore, and I might even F with you a little bit.
Is that why she asked for the prenup?
Oh, God, how dare you. All right, Caroline, let's get out of this conversation. Just don't bring up Thanksgiving.
Hi, guys. It's Carolyn from Springfield, Missouri. And I got to the very end, and Lana had already told Chloe she was pregnant, and Lex toasted Lana with a glass of wine, and he didn't notice. She put it down. She didn't drink it, and he didn't question it or say anything. I kind of would think he would say, oh, you're not going to drink? Anyways, thanks. Bye.
You know what, Caroline? I don't like when people just say, why aren't you drinking? Why aren't you? Hey, I don't feel either A, I don't feel like drinking it now, Caroline, or maybe I just don't want to drink. Maybe this is not even alcohol. Maybe it's soda. Maybe it's a
But
spritz.
you don't recall it being a note on set? Because when I did Transference,
I never noticed
or I did one of the episodes, whatever, where your sister gives me a drink, and I made a character choice to set it down because I didn't think Red K. Clark needed a drink. Like he just saw that it wasn't necessary.
Right.
But it was a choice I remember in the scene. Do you remember being on set and it being like,
I don't
Michael,
know.
Don't notice that she's not drinking.
I'm
like,
sure there was a thing where she puts the drink down and I kind of eye her for a second, but they editing or something. I'm sure
it's not like she's a boozer anyway.
Yeah. I didn't think much of it. Here's Eric. Eric? I bet this is going to be about the baby.
Or
hey,
Thanksgiving.
It's Eric from Cincinnati, Ohio. So now that Justin Hartley is making more regular appearances, I noticed, Michael, you had Tom Hopper on your Inside of Me podcast. I feel like if you and Justin did the fusion dance, you would both turn into Tom Hopper because the two you put together just look so much like him. Just, I don't know if that was, I just thought that was a funny little thing to point out. But yeah, thanks for the podcast. Love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thanks. I'll take that. Okay,
yeah, once you said that, I totally saw that.
Really?
100%.
Patar, have you ever dealt with someone's rage on set, and how uncomfortable was it? I had a little rage with Marshall that one episode. I just lost my shit.
I've had to deal with my own.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I got called out one time. I was directing an episode in the basement of the production office, and we were on our 10th day of shooting, and outside, I may have told the story before, but outside they were filming the first episode of the next, the first day of the next episode. And there was all this noise happening, and I came outside and I was enraged because they were making so much noise with the cranes and whatnot. And one of the crew members came over and told me, Tom, we got to get that guy off that crane because the winds were so high that he might die. And in that moment, I was just like, I am the biggest asshole in the world right now. Because
you didn't know.
I didn't know, but the way that I was conducting myself, I definitely learned from it.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's good. If you don't learn,
that was
from
my
it,
own rage.
Yeah. Nolan says, just a thought, but with Pa Kent's passing last season, it's hard to imagine how he would fit in the show in season 6. No, could you imagine him sitting at the Thanksgiving table with Luther? Yeah, no, I don't think he would fit. He had to go. The whole story would have been different. All right, what do you give this episode, boys?
I think it's a solid one for me. Like a solid one.
You give it a 1, Bryce?
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll go with 1.
Yeah.
I think it's a 1. Death and save count, 1 dead. Dr. Black dies, 3 saved. Oliver saves citizens. Clark saves Lex. 7 episodes, 14 dead, 16 saved. Series 191 dead, 206 saved. Ryan's favorite scene. Tom finally got one recently.
Been a while.
No, he didn't.
And it's been a while since I first.
All right.
Does Bryce vote?
Yep. No, Bryce doesn't vote.
No, I would
Scene 1.
just embarrass you guys. No way.
Yeah, right.
All right. Scene 1. Lionel and Martha have sparks. Scene 2, the old Mexican standoff between Arrow and Lex. Or scene 3, giving thanks.
Oh, God. What do you think, Tom?
I know Michael's not picking 3.
I'm gonna go with the standoff.
I'm gonna go standoff because I don't know. I'm gonna go with number 3.
You're gonna go with 3, Tom?
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna go with 3?
Yeah.
So you're going with 3. I'm going with the standoff. You know what's funny is I bet it's the sparks with Lionel, but what is it, Ryan?
2.
It's 2. I got it. Yes.
What?
Bryce. Fuck.
I thought it would have been 3. I thought I'd be like, oh, that was wholesome. I liked it.
No, that was terrible. All right, that's it for the episode. Stick around next week as we
that was worth it.
As we try to move and talk about season 6 episode Static. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Let us know your thoughts on the episode over on our socials at Talkville Podcast or Talkville Pod. Show the support by joining patreon.com/Talkville. If you want more information like merch from the show or a hotline number, you can find that in the description.
So remember, folks, always hold on to Smallville.
And now it's time to read the top tier patrons, those folks who keep this show afloat. We love you. Patreon.com/Talkville. Tom's here with me. Leanne P, Raj C, Santiago M, Little Lisa, ThomasTomTurner, Shane W, BetsyD, Abhi P, Fatima T, KarenApple M, 99 more, Leilani N, Brett G, always hold on to Smallville, Charlie T, Garrett W, Bob K, Knudsen, Tom N.
Jason W, Lana Rounds with Banana W, Nancy D, Brian G, Craig Jelly, 817, Amanda R, Teddy 127, Michael P, always good to hear from you, Ryan R, Randy B, Craig G, Jor-El, Heather and Greg, you know we love you. I made Talkville say butts. Brian H, Eric K, Clark's M, Kristen B, Darth Achilles, Finky, Early is on time, and Damn Who's That?
Jeanette E, General Zod, Theodore, Jam and J, Doug R, Carlos C, Kendall Limerick Guy, Corey L, Mr. Home Arcade, Claire M, D Brown, KarenApple M, Jules M, Eldon Supremo, Brian P, Mick Burtz, Ginger Moose, Christoph S, I'm W, Amanda Lynn, Sebastian F, Wolfie, Matthew and Lincoln B, Marion Louise L, Caesar G, Shannon Fofana, Tina E, Matt Maverick,
Jen T, Randy S, Cassie B, Brad A, Felicia R, Danny Mo Mirabel, Mary K, Sophie L, Rachel D, Steve and Nate Danger. When you're rich, you aren't crazy. You're eccentric. Rosenbaum fan, Sammy Sharman.
No, Sammy.
Not. It could be Talkville fan. Okay. Carrie Ann, the Alexander Castle, Daryl E, Jenny B76, Monica T, Ms. M, Emily Who Locked, Jeffrey K, Katya C, previously on Smallville, Keith B, Cookie Kareem, Libertaria, Danny Z from Cleveland. We'll see you soon. Biagio C, David L, Madison H, as told by Helen. Kelowna A, Natalia, Dr. J, loved you at the Sixers. Sixth ships, sick sheiks, sixth sheep's sick. That was meant for you.
Dr. G and Dr. T. Kryptonite, Brandon C, Flirtatious B, Purse 6, Kurgan K, Naman L, Smallville for Life, Bobby B, Kendrick F, Stacy L, Other Brother Daryl, Melanie P, Starla S, Charlie M, Cheyenne F, Bobby and Isa from Queens, AJ Sisson, Heather H, Tom and Michael's friend Mickey. Hi, Mickey. Allison C, Karen H, Jill and Brett, The Real Chucky B, Hubs, Cuban B, Una, Laura C, Sarah C, Adam C, Laura S, Jackie J, John W, Jet Blazer, Bradley H, Taylor C, and of O. Guys, we love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting us. We were just marching along. Tommy, good to see you. And we'll see you guys.